What's up, guys? I'm Crystal Lee Naomi, aka Jasmine Borders on Tyler Perry's Sisters. Be sure to subscribe to the Haves and the Have-Nots review for not only reviews on the Haves and the Have-Nots, but also on Sisters. And while you're at it, give your girl a follow on Instagram at Crystal Lee Naomi. And I'll see you every Wednesday at 9, only on BET.
All right, Sisters fans. To be honest, I thought I was actually done with my Sisters content for the week, unless some sort of episode title or synopsis fell into my lap again. But I thought that I covered this in my Will Andy Say Yes to the Surprise Wedding, but I don't think I've ever asked the question. I doubt this is going to happen, but will the other women ever accept Gary for Andy? And I think the answer is a resounding no, due to the fact of not only the beginning of their relationship. Now you could argue, well, Karen should be one to talk because her and Aaron went on a date while he was married, but there was a difference there because, number one, he got divorced immediately. I mean, and I still don't trust him anyway, but it should be noted that Aaron, unlike Gary, is a man of his word. Like, he doesn't really pull as many surprises as Gary does with Andy, or seem as manipulative, even though you could argue about the whole celibacy thing. But in regards to that, the reason I'm doing this video is because of the fact that I really thought about it, and my question is, if Andy says no to getting married, where exactly does her story go from there? I just thought about it since last night, and I was like, you know what? What if her and Gary get married? 'Cause I like what I said in my video about if the girls walk out, Gary could just swoop in and be a manipulator and be like, hey, I'm sorry, I wanted to surprise you and have all your friends here, that way they can be a part of your special moment, your special day with me, but I'll never walk out on you like that. And with the girls not being there, you could argue that she would say no because she wants her girls to be part of her day. But then she could, Gary could use that moment to be like, I'll never leave you. And then with her friends walking out on her, pretty much giving her an ultimatum. I mean, Gary could literally be the true villain mastermind here. Kind of like, I'm going to throw it way back. Remember Jason Pitts on The Game where he was taking steroids and whatever, and he made Kelly feel like there was something wrong with her body. That's why they didn't have sex when they used to have sex all the time. He was manipulating things from behind the scenes. So I feel like Gary could be like, wow, I mean, I wasn't the one that put you into an ultimatum. I wasn't the one to make you choose Andy. I wanted your friends to be here for your special moment. But now they're telling you it's either me or them. And they left you. I'll be here for you. And that could actually push Andy into marrying Gary. Now, I will say this much. If the girls weren't there, I have zero doubt in my mind that Andy would have accepted and said yes right then and there. And they would have been married. I have no doubt. Nobody would have said, or no thought in her mind, it's like, well, wow, less than 24 hours ago, his ex-wife tried to murder us both. And, he won't let me meet his son. And what about my parents and all that stuff? No, she would have said yes right then and there. I think season 3 could be more interesting if they were married and we see how they adjust to this life. And guess what? The honeymoon phase, it isn't always there. Well, I mean, Gary promised stuff like, having Andy take her time to make a decision, go into therapy. What happened to all of that? Did all that just get shot out the window when Jasmine, pulled the trigger? Seriously, there are so many things that aren't adding up here. So I say, let Andy get married, because if she says no, then what is going to happen? The girls are never going to accept Gary. Gary will try to express love all kinds of random ways, and we'll just be getting a rehash of what we've been seeing the past 2 seasons. So I say let them get married, and as the season progress, have this honeymoon, this dream life just fall apart, and then Andy would be like, girls, where are you? That's what I think. I think that Gary is never going to be accepted, and I truly believe that the storyline would be more interesting if they were indeed married. Now, I'm not saying Jasmine won't show up or anything like that, but I feel like the focus should be more on Andy realizing while it's too late, after it's too late, that, oh my gosh, I've done the wrong thing. This is not going to turn out good. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you think they should get married? Obviously, I feel like a majority of us, I feel like everybody's on the same page. I feel like there are as many people who don't want these two together as there are people who want Charles and Candace together on the haves and the have-nots. But I'd say for the story and to give Andy some development, because I'm just tired of the same old thing of Gary doing this. She's lovey-dovey, but then she's second-guessing, and then she asks her friends, and then they give her sound advice, and then she decides not to do it because she wants to do the thing she wants to do anyway. So let her get married. Let her think she has everything she wants, and then see the fairy tale turn into a nightmare. So, not to say that it already isn't a nightmare, but with that being said, let's talk about it below in the comments section. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and if you haven't donated to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you did so by hitting me up on PayPal or Cash App.